All right, so let's talk about some Borderlands 2. So I'm the character game designer at Gearbox Software, so a lot of what we're going to talk about is some skills and build things in the game. So here we go. All right. Let's see here. So this is Salvador, Gunzerker. As you heard in the video, he can dual wield any two weapons in the game. That includes rocket launchers, shotguns, sniper rifles, whatever you want. It's extraordinarily fun. And so I want to talk about a couple of these skills. So every character, as you know, has 3 different skill trees. And each skill tree has a very particular gameplay to it. So today I'm going to talk about his Gunlust skill tree. I'm going to start with, let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about some of my personal favorite combos. One of the design principles we love it when you combine this skill, combine it with this skill, and then you have some new awesome strategy that you can deploy. So my personal favorite with the Gunzerker is there's a skill he can get called Locked and Loaded, which makes it so anytime you reload one of your guns, you get a fire rate for something. And so that's fun because it changes when you want to reload. Normally you want to come into a fight with full ammo. Now as soon as you get this skill, you're waiting like, oh, there's the enemy, you start the reload and then sort of charge and fight. So then what's great with that is you can combine that with the autoloader skill. Now we have a new concept in Borderlands 2 which is called 1-point wonders. These are skills where you only need to put 1 point into them and you get something new and awesome. Autoloader is one of these 1-point wonders. And what this does is whenever you kill an enemy, all the guns currently not in your hand, so in your backpack, instantly get reloaded. So then, you can do a quick weapon swap, you've got a fully loaded gun, you're good to go, and keep killing. Now the great thing about these skills is that autoloader, when you swap to a fully loaded weapon from your backpack, it triggers that fire rate bonus from Locked and Loaded. So then, there is another skill. Oh, why can I not think of it? Last bullet and flip is bonus damage.
You named it,
I cannot think of it. As soon as it comes to me, I'll say it anyway. There's another skill you combine this with, makes it so that, money shot, that's what it is, money shot. Remember that. The last bullet in your clip gets a massive damage bonus. So, now you get that skill, and another combination is his top tier skill in the Gunlust tree is called No Kill Like Overkill. And what it does is anytime you kill an enemy, the amount of damage that you overkill him with then gets added to all the damage you deal for the next 10 seconds or something. Oh, wow. So, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. So what you can do is now you can combine that with an autoloader. So when you get autoloader, you're playing this game where you're just constantly swapping weapons. Kill this guy, okay, swap to a shotgun, kill him, swap to a rocket launcher, kill him, and you're sort of going through this combo. So with that skill, what you do is you combine the money shot skill with No Kill Like Overkill, and these things will stack. So it's really hard to do, but if you can count your shots, you wait for that last shot that's going to get the huge damage bonus, line up a perfect headshot, do a ton of overkill damage, then swap to a really high fire rate weapon and just mow down everything in the room.
It's hard to do. A fun little development story. Salvador is a character that we kept having to nerf during development. I think he still ends up out damaging all other characters if you really want to build a DPS class on Salvador. But he's awesome. Another thing, that we're not going to go through all the skills today. We're going to, John, get a chance to talk to you about his favorite. But just to kind of give you a little bit of a taste here, you can see here on the screen, you kind of get a peek. There are 3 different talent trees, just like in Borderlands 1. All the characters have 3 different talent trees. And in Borderlands 1, you can do some customization all there. John spent a lot of time in Borderlands 2 trying to be sure that every tree gives you a different experience. So he just talked about a really technical tree with gun swapping and reloading and cheating the game in several different ways. You go to the red tree that's sticking out right behind his corner there. It's called the Brawn tree. It actually builds into some really tanky abilities. And it has a top tier skill down there called Come At Me Bro. where after you start gunzerking, you can click your action skill button again. He flips off the enemies, taunts all the enemies around, and heals up the full, and has a massive damage reduction for a short period of time. Essentially turns into a mega tank. Really, really awesome if you're playing in co-op, and you want to be the guy that waits in there and lets everybody's take it to the side. So a lot of depth here. We're not going to cover it all today, but I just want to get you guys excited about the things you're going to get your hands on September 18th. And I'm sorry it's not there yet.
All right, so Siren. The tree I wanted to talk about her is this is her motion skill tree. So the first thing to talk about Maya's base action skill. Her base action skill is it's called phase lock, and it's crowd control. What you do is you cross over the target, hit the button. She does some magical stuff, and the guy gets encased. And you saw in the video, he gets encased in a phase bubble thing. He's locked down. He's just floating helpless above the battlefield. Now, co-op, this is fantastic because it's almost like pointing an arrow at the bad guy, saying, "Hey, your teammates, shoot this guy right now." And this is probably my favorite combo of the game. It gets fairly complicated, so stick with me. So it starts off with Thought Lock. So then her mid-tier 1-point wonder is called Convergence. There we go. Oh, Convergence. What Convergence does is when you phase lock an enemy, it creates a very tiny black hole for just a split second, which is enough to pull nearby enemies in. And so all the nearby enemies are also pulled, and they're all in now a big group, which is perfect for now it's grenade time or rocket launcher time, whatever you want. So the other great thing is that it's really disruptive. So whatever the enemies are doing, if they're hitting your buddies, you can phase lock any enemy that sort of pulls them out of that. So it's a great saving principle.
Can't read Thought Lock. We can't read Thought Lock.
I will get to Thought Lock in just a second. That's the top of the combo. So you take that skill, and then you go to another skill. It's right above Thought Lock. You can see the icon there. But it's called Subsequence. Now what Subsequence does is when you phase lock an enemy, then if you kill that enemy while it's still phase locked, phase energy will gather together, and it'll go and seek out another enemy, and then it'll phase lock them instead. And so you can keep the duration of the entire duration of your phase lock.
Reapplying any phase lock effects you bought in any of the trees. So it will reapply convergence.
So everyone gets sucked in again and disrupted again. So then we combine it with the top tier skill, Thought Lock. So Thought Lock, it alters phase lock a little bit. Rather than putting them in a bubble and having them float helplessly, it affects their minds, and now they turn on their previous buddies. So, and also when you Thought Lock an enemy, it triggers everything else. So it's fantastic. You Thought Lock a melee enemy, melee badass something, and so then it pulls all of his buddies right next to him, so they're ready for the slaughter. But they'll also turn on him, and so they focus fire him, you focus fire him, he gets killed, it triggers subsequence, flies up, hits another target, they all get disrupted, converted again, and then everything, and the whole chain just starts over again.
So for those of you that didn't keep up with all that math, this is we've added into complex change, and that's kind of what Johnson's featuring today. If you're just a character that likes to go in and wreck stuff, and you still want to play Maya, you go to the other side of that, and there's a tree called Cataclysm. The Hammerlock on the video showed you one where the bandits were on fire and she set them on fire. The top tier ability in that is an ability called Ruin. It literally, when you phase lock it, it applies all elemental types of damage to all enemies in a radius. And it's pretty straightforward. It's not as complex as Thought Lock, but it does apply the damage. So, different styles for different players, and really trying to find things that make you guys excited. So.
Yeah. Badass.